You're scrolling, drifting through the endless static of the algorithm, waiting for the signal to cut through the noise. Consider, if you will, that you just found the frequency. You've just stepped off the timeline of the everyday, into the space where the forgotten history and the hidden truths finally touch down. There's the story you know, and then there's the airspace we're about to enter. Check your coordinates, because you're heading towards the landing point. Welcome back, friends. Today's story: Hollywood's Real Cowboy. It's the Roaring 20s, Los Angeles, California. The silent film industry is booming, churning out westerns for a public hungry for the myths of the frontier. And if you happen to wander the dusty backlots of those early movie studios, you might have noticed an old man. He was tall, ramrod straight. He always wore a tailored conservative suit, a tie, and a wide-brimmed hat. He didn't look like he belonged among the frantic cameramen and the heavy made-up actors. He wasn't an actor. He wasn't a director. He was an unpaid, unofficial consultant. He'd sit on a canvas folding chair, quietly watching the young stars play cowboys. And often he'd just shake his head. "That's not how you draw a gun," he muttered to anyone who would listen. "You don't fan the hammer. You take your time. You aim." A young prop boy on the lot, a strapping college kid working a summer job, struck up a friendship with the old man. The boy would bring him coffee, and in return, the old man would talk. He spoke in a flat, quiet voice. He told stories not of movie magic, but of cold silver, bitter winters, and sharp, deafening crack of the Colt 45. You see, the old man in the tailored suit had lived dozens of lives before he had ever set foot in Hollywood. He'd hunted buffalo on the plains. He'd minded the gold in the freezing muck of the Klondike. He had run saloons in boomtowns, driven stagecoaches, and even refereed a heavyweight boxing match in San Francisco that ended in a massive national scandal. He was far from a saint. As a young man, he'd been arrested in a horse theft. He'd been run out of a town for operating a brothel. To put it mildly, his relationship with the law was flexible, but in his twilight years, he was obsessed with his legacy. He wandered those movie lots because he desperately wanted someone to tell his story. He tried pitching his biography to the studio, but they turned him down. They told him his life was too complicated, too morally gray. Hollywood didn't want the truth. They wanted a simple hero. The old man died in 1929 in a small rented bungalow in Los Angeles. He was 80 years old. He died mostly broke, largely forgotten by the general public, and certainly his name would fade into the dust of history. But remember that young prop boy who used to bring him coffee? The boy listened carefully. He watched the way the old man walked, deliberate and unafraid. He watched the way the old man talked, low, slow, and commanding. That prop boy eventually stepped in front of the camera. He changed his name to John Wayne. And when John Wayne created his iconic, definitive American cowboy persona, he admitted later in life that he based his entire walk, his talk, and his steely-eyed glaze directly on the quiet old man in the canvas chair. The man Hollywood rejected as too complicated for the movies ended up inspiring the greatest movie cowboy of all time. And the man who spent most of his life as a gambler, a miner, and a saloon keeper is remembered today as a mere 30 seconds of gunfire in a dusty Arizona alleyway. The old man on the backlot was Wild Earp. And whether you realize it or not, this is the landing point. Viewers, thank you for watching today, The Landing Point. We really appreciate it. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Roadrunner Real Estate. They are a full-service real estate company doing both commercial and residential real estate. They can help you buy, sell, or even lease your properties. So if you're in the market looking for a real estate company, please go out and give them a call. They'll happily help you today. The next thing I'd like to talk about is our social media. Obviously, we have YouTube if you're watching that today. If you haven't done so already, please go out and subscribe. It is completely free to you. There's nothing that you'll be charged or your membership fees, but it does help us out so we can get our latest episodes to you quickly, and you can find out what's going on with YouTube. Our other place that we do a lot of our social media is on our Facebook page, The Landing Point. So please go out and like and subscribe or follow those, I guess I would say, so you get the latest updates. If you're a person that likes to listen to stories as you're out on the drive, we have our podcast. You can find The Landing Point out there, and it can be on most services. So once again, thank you for watching The Landing Point, and we look forward to see you on our next story.